What things should be kept private from your no matter how healthy your relationship is? That you know you're the pet's favorite person. Oof. I'm absolutely both of our dog's favorite person. We both know it, but I would never ever say that to my wife. When we were together I was very much aware that my girlfriend was my dog's favorite person. But I took much comfort from knowing that when there was thunder or fireworks outside he would immediately sprint through the house to stay near me. If your relationship started under potentially offensive pretenses, they were madly in love but you were just the rebound. An old friend of mine's GF told him this. I was there when it happened, and I swear to God I saw his heart break. They were really good together and really liked each other, so he tried to keep going. But I watched it eat him from the inside out until he just couldn't take it anymore and broke up with her. There really are some things you just can't take back. To me it would matter a lot if they still felt that way. Sometimes it may take longer for one person to develop feelings than the other. That's okay if you arrive at the same level. I agree. My friend even said the same at first, but it still slowly dug its way into him. Emotions are weird and unpredictable. Where I hide the secret. Spare pair of scissors I keep for when he's lost all the other 11 pairs of scissors we own, and I need to trim a chip bag down. To make getting to the chips easier, I had a pair of nail clippers stashed away because they were never where they were supposed to be. After my wife passed away I found 9 pairs in her desk drawers, in purses she hadn't used in years, 3 pair in with her Macube. Sorry to hear about your wife. Sounds like me, though. I own at least 5 nail clippers. The only one I can reliably find is the one that lives in my drawer at work. I only work 2 days a week. /view 200D. My steady supply of jokes. I set up my Android to send me a joke every night at 5 PM and I tell it to my husband later on. Before I jump in the shower. He always asks where I'm getting this stuff from, and I just laugh and shut the bathroom door. I would like him to continue thinking of me as this endless joke fairy for the rest of our lives. That's funny because I was sorting through newest comments and I saw one that was like, my wife uses an app to get a joke that she tells me every night. I'll never tell her I know she uses the app because I want her to think she's funny. Holy s, is this one of those Reddit moments? My wife is sensitive about animals. So anytime I see/read some sort of tragedy related to an animal, I hide it from her. I appreciate that. I'm the same way. My boyfriend and I live in an area with a lot of roadkill, and when he sees something while he's driving he'll usually tell me to look at him, find a song to listen to, or just not to look. I know why he's doing it, but it's a lot better to know there's roadkill than to see it. I have PTSD from a situation. It triggers me every time I do this, but from experience I absolutely can't stand seeing roadkill. If it's a cat I will move it to the side of the road at least. It hurts too much to leave it. I went onto a busy road to move a cat that had been hit, laid it next to a field, and laid flowers on him. I gave him goodbyes and apologized that it ended that way, that he deserved better. It hurts every time to do it, but I always feel like it's the least I could do. The unkindness you think when you're angry and tired. It will absolutely never help at all to say any of it out loud, and even if you don't have a particularly big fight or break up over it, you'll still regret it, and they'll still remember. Possibly also what you think about how hot other people are. Depending on how jealous/insecure your so is. People seldom understand that the longer you are with someone you love, the more you need kindness, compassion, and discretion. You know too much about each other that can be weaponized. Yep. I was married to my late husband for 35 years before he died. There were a few times I just had to bite my tongue or called for a timeout, lest I say something too hard to forgive and forget. I don't like to fight, but I did grow up in a semi-chaotic household with a widowed, alcoholic, working mother and my 5 younger siblings, and the bad habits of family fighting were not something I wanted to live with as an adult. My dad has mentioned a few times that in their 40+ years of marriage, he's never gone in her top dresser drawer or purse. I frequently get into my wife's purse, not to snoop, but to get her keys or something else that for some damn reason is impossible to find in there. It's like a black hole. Sometimes I'll just walk the whole thing to the car to unlock it instead of digging through. I'm always asked to get something like her wallet. It's in the side pocket. There are pockets within side pockets within side pockets. They allow us extra purse pockets because we rarely get pant pockets. They don't get pants pockets, so let's add 97 tiny pouches to this purse. Same difference as same difference. I need a goddamn treasure map to navigate the thing. Your psychologist/therapy sessions. I had an ex that used to demand I tell him what I talked about in my sessions, and it was super uncomfortable. With my current partner we are both in therapy, and if it's a phone session the other goes in a different room. If we want to talk about something we told the psych or something we will tell our psych at the next appointment we do. But I would never ask, and nor would he. We might ask how did it go? To which the other may say it was good, or it was emotionally draining. But that's as far as it should go. These are personal sessions, not couples therapy. We are not in that. Big agree. My partner goes to therapy. I always ask how it went, and I do that to know the level of aftercare my partner may need. Sometimes he needs left alone. Sometimes he needs ice cream and a TV show to binge. Oftentimes he does tell me about the session, but I always remind him he doesn't have to. I think talking about it with me helps him process it. My girlfriend is this way and thank God she doesn't push me. I'm always open to tell her, especially from past appointments, and I'll slowly open up. Especially on some of the more severe stuff. Like a little while ago when I saw someone die in a car accident for the third time in my life. I'm just happy she doesn't push me, because wow would my relationship be actually stressful if she did. People who bully their partners after therapy don't deserve partners. They deserve to be alone until they learn about boundaries. Glad you have a supportive partner. Sometimes, no matter how attractive your partner is to you, and no matter how much you love them, there is an aspect to them that isn't changeable, but that you find gross, or annoying or just generally less than attractive. Clogged nose pores. A laugh that sounds like a muppet. Big toenails that just look a little bit weird. Or that single long hair growing from inside their ear that just keeps coming back, no matter what they do, if it's going to make them feel insecure or unloved. This is something you should just keep to yourself. In a relationship, you learn each other's weak points and vulnerabilities, and using them against your partner is a boundary that, once you cross it, you can't come back from. Once you make someone feel like they can't trust you with their vulnerable self, your relationship is on its way out. This is perfect. My husband has tiny hairs on his nose. It's been annoying me since our first date. We've been married for 26 years / together 29. It's just never going to not bug me. Close bracket. This is perfect. My husband has tiny hairs on his nose. It's been annoying me since our first date. We've been married for 26 years / together 29. It's just never going to not bug me. Not sure about this one. If I had hairs on my nose that bothered my wife I would want to know, so I could simply fix it. That I know you keep a secret stash of chocolate in the Tampax box. Not my business. Fill with more chocolate. Actual genius. I do 12-step stuff, and I won't tell her what I hear in the rooms. Who you see here, what you hear here, when you leave here. Let it stay here. So it's a party foul that, when I asked a buddy how he met his buddy, he said recovery. I'm not knocking 12 steps, but it's how my mom made worse friends and eventually died. I don't know if she or they were doing it correctly. The rooms are like anywhere else in life. Some people you meet will be good influences, and some will not. In recovery when your defenses are lowered it can make it more difficult to tell the difference. I'm so sorry about your mom. She may have been genuinely trying her hardest. Things that you don't like about their body, they just don't need to know. If you are concerned about their health or hygiene that warrants a conversation, but making comments about physical flaws, completely unnecessary. My ex used to always make little jabs about my appearance. I think he thought that those were things I didn't realize were wrong with me and that I would correct them if they were brought to my attention. Every single comment is burned in my brain and did nothing but make me more self-conscious. My current partner never ever makes negative comments about my body, and when I point out my own flaws he always spins them into something charming and unique about me. It's really nice. Oh man, reminds me of the Reddit post with the woman who so would tell her every day how badly she smelled. Poor woman showered and brushed her teeth multiple times a day and the dude still told her. Eventually she flipped her ass on him and learned his dad taught him to purposely insult her like this so she would feel low and stay with him. Gross. This is unreal. I'm not the type to believe humans are typically wicked / fucked up. I'm more an optimist, but that does mean at times I underestimate just how far certain people can sink. Wow. It's cyclical, baby. If you want to live for an extra generation, just open the horrible maw of time and teach your kids to abuse the people in their life so you can reach through generations and continue doing harm. The location of your ships while playing Battleship. No one expects me to orient my ships vertically so that they each take up only one space. If she poops on the table while birthing your child, no she fucking didn't. My sweet husband told me after the birth of our first, all you need to know is your body is so fucking strong and you are amazing. I'll never forget how that made me feel. Expecting our second any day now. Even though my wife and I have been happily married for 6 years, we decided we would never go for a res while the other is in the shower. We are just not going there. That's just common decency. I don't know why, but I know that S somehow smells so much worse in a foggy room than a dry one. Nobody should have to be in an enclosed space with that fresh hell. The smell receptors in your nose work best in high humidity environments, so you are actually more sensitive to smell with the shower on. Explains why shower farts smell so badly, but they sound so awesome.